Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my webinar for today. It is Wednesday, April 5, 2023, and our topic today is term loans and lines of credit that are unsecured for businesses. I have with me this morning my partner, Edgar Villa. He is located in the Chicago area. And I'm going to just a little bit about, well, before I go to Edgar, let me just, you guys probably know me from my previous videos, but my name is Andrew Seeker. I have anchored business capital for business needs and financing. I also have my sister website, Anchor CREI Capital, which is basically my website, my programs that finance real estate investors and real estate properties. But today we're going to focus on the business side of things. If you want to learn more about me, you can find me on my website. I do have a about me page. I don't personally, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to just give you my rags to riches story. I mean, we've heard so many of those over the years and everybody else does it. And I'm sorry, but I know you guys probably are more interested in learning how you can obtain money rather than listening to my rags to riches stories. So anyway, that being said, I do want to turn it over to Edgar and let him introduce himself briefly. And I'm going to let him take over and he can say whatever he wants about himself. So, Edgar, my friend, here you
Thank you,
go.
Andrew. I
All right.
appreciate it, Andrew.
Sure.
Yep, my name is Edgar Villa, and I've done a lot of real estate investing over my years and real estate managing, and I still do it till today. I have found the funding industry to be my home, and that's what I enjoy doing. I do this on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Um, Unsecured funding is what I specialize in. And yep, I'm partnered up with Andrew, and we basically focus on raising capital for small businesses, startups, whether you're going to just start a company or remodel it. There's really no restrictions on what the funds are used for. But yeah, that's our main goal here is to try to raise as much capital as possible for anybody to try to start their business up.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so I just heard you say that the funds are unrestricted, meaning that we can use it for basically anything, right? I mean, this
That
can be
is
used for
correct.
real estate, even real estate purchases too, right?
Yes, yes. It could be a lot of house flippers is a lot of our clients, or real estate purchases. The cannabis startup companies, because some banks will be really restrictive on that industry to get
Hmm.
them funded.
Hmm.
So there's really no restrictions on what the funds are used for.
Okay, good. Wow, that's powerful. So cannabis growers and producers and people in the industry, I hope you took note of that. Okay, let's continue on. So part of the programs, one of the programs that we're offering, uh, Edgar and I in our company is this term loan product. And this product is based on two criteria, as I understand it. Edgar, feel free to jump in and help me out if needed. But as you can see here on the screen, the principal or guarantor, that would be you, the applicant, your income has to be $50,000 or more. And yes, we do look at tax returns. We do need to verify that. You also need a
Yes.
credit score of at least 680 or better. Of course, the higher, the better. We prefer it's over 700, but I'll let Edgar explain this here in just a minute. But basically, uh, yeah, once again, the higher the score, the better. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Edgar, we can work with 680 to start with. And of course, the scores have to be at least, they have to be on all three bureaus. They cannot be just one score. You can't have like a 700, a 680, and then a 650. Everything has to be 680 or above with all three bureaus. Isn't that correct, Edgar? Or am
Yes,
I missing anything?
no, no, that is correct. And yeah, it's a 5 to 7 year term loan program,
Okay.
just like Andrew mentioned. And so for this, the two criteria, like Andrew mentioned, is just a 680 or better credit score across all three credit bureaus.
Mhm.
And we'll be looking into the personal income to be 50,000 or more. for the past 2 years. So we would, in order for us to pre-qualify you for that, we would look into the personal tax returns for the
Mhm.
last 2 years. And we would be able to pre-qualify you if you're fit for the program from 50,000 to 500,000, and that's cash into your personal bank account. Um, from the time we get you into processing to the time you receive the funds in your bank account, we're looking at 7 to 15 business days. So it's
Wow,
pretty
that's
pretty
so
quick funding.
fast. Yes,
Yes.
that is so fast. So for those of you listening to this, yeah, I hope you catch this. I mean, this is pretty quick. This is probably the best. This is hands down the best term loan program that I've seen yet for the business world. Okay. And well, also for real estate investors too, like myself. Um, this is a program you could take advantage of too, and you utilize. Okay, let's go on a little bit more. Now that we got the borrower criteria out of the way, let's go into the term loan metrics itself. So we have on the rates and terms, of course, like a lot of lenders, we really hate to quote rates. Everybody wants to know what their interest rate is going to be. And if everything, if rates were stable, we would be comfortable doing that. But because, as you know, the interest rates are changing every day, even hourly, even by the minute sometimes. It's just all over the board. So we kind of put up a general number up here. And I personally like to, okay, when I created this slide, I put, 14.99 is the highest, but I would even, maybe just to be on the safe side, maybe put like 18 or 19% on there. And that's not, for me, I would advise to prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. So when you're calculating this and pondering this, you might want to just tack on a couple, three more points on there, or add three to the interest rate just to be on the safe side. Because we know that interest rates are going up, so this could be subject to change at any given moment without notice. So that's the only reason why I'm throwing this in here. But generally speaking, the rate should be around 5.5 to about 15%. As Edgar had mentioned, this is either a 5 or 7 year term. So you can't pick and choose, which you can't pick 6 years or 8 years or 10 years or 3 years. It's either 5 or 10. Of course, there's fixed monthly payments, not like the merchant cash advance where they're taking money out of your account every day. Excuse me, every
Yes.
day, right? So that's always a plus and a godsend. And then, of course, there's no upfront fees and you have full liquidity immediately. All right, Edgar, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, you hit it right on the dot. Yeah, so the rates are always going to be based on whatever the banks are doing, and especially recently, you see the rates going up so quick. So yes, although we want to say most of the clients are going to fall right in between that 8% to 15%, but you do got to take into consideration rates changing all the time. So just adding a couple less or a couple over is a good idea. And the rates are going to be based on credit strength, so the
Mm,
better your credit is, the lower rate you're going to get also. And it's going to be a fully amortized payment, just like Andrew mentioned. So it's going to be whatever fixed rate you get, it's not going to change throughout the term loan. So whether it's a 5 year or 7 year, it's going to be through the whole term. You're going to get one payment every month. It's not going to change like the MCAs would. So yeah, you hit it right on that.
okay. Yes, and speaking of, so that the rate is locked, it's fixed. We know that the Fed is always talking about raising interest rates, and so I don't know what's going to happen throughout the rest of 2023, but the general consensus seems like the Fed is going to raise the rates. Does this also mean that the rates on this particular loan product will also go up in accordance with what the Fed does?
Not while the client, once the client gets processed and they lock that rate in, it will not affect them at all. But a new client coming in will be affected by the new rate changes, whether that's up or down. Um,
Mhm.
at that moment, that client will be affected with that price rate change.
Okay, very good. So listeners, you heard what Edgar just said. I think the important thing is to jump on this right away, because
Yes.
if we're talking about interest rates going up, then you want to get locked into these rates, whatever rate you can get and qualify for immediately. You don't want to waste any time on this. So I would encourage you to jump on and at least apply for the loan. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? You can't lose, it can't hurt you, you know, to at least try. Okay. The worst you could receive is a no answer for whatever reason. Okay. I will provide a link on where you can sign up and get going on this here in just a few minutes towards the end of our webinar today. Um, Edgar, do you have anything else you want to add to this before we
Um,
move to the next slide?
yeah, the only thing I wanted to mention was with this term loan program, this would come up on your credit report, on your personal credit report, whereas the next program we speak about will only report to your business. But you can transfer whatever loan you get from here, transfer it over so your business side, the business could pay it off. That way you could use it as a write-off. So
Mhm,
you can it is transferable where your business will be paying it off and benefit from that way.
mhm, mhm. Okay, okay, very good. All right, let's go on then to the next one. Okay, so I think we covered this briefly a couple of minutes ago, but the funding is in about 7 to 15 business days, so it doesn't take too terribly long once you have your completed application submitted to us. Again, the loan amounts are 50,000 to 500,000. There's nothing below 50,000, nothing above 50,000 or 500,000, excuse me. So that's your limit and your range. So I don't think it would really help to ask for 600,000 or a million. Just not going to cut it for this program. All right. The good news also, the best news I think is that there's no prepayment penalties. So you could, I mean, if you got the money and you put it to use and you recovered your loan amount in say a week, you could pay it all off and everybody will be very happy. You'll be the happiest, right? So
Yes,
you
that is
save
correct.
yourself all that. Uh, there's no like yeah, there's no prepayment penalties. So you save on all that interest down the road if you paid it off in a week as opposed to 5 years. So that's beneficial to you. There's the link on there that will take you to the application form that we have for this company, and um, I should have taken a screenshot of it. I was looking at it earlier this morning, but it's a very, very basic application. It's just going to ask you for your name. What else? I think your social security number and your mailing address, the name of your business, your phone number, and it'll also ask you there's a link where you can upload your tax returns and also credit report. There's a link to myfico.com where you can go ahead and get your tri-merge credit report. You download that and then upload it onto the application link, and you're set to go. That's pretty much about it from what I recall. So yeah, it's a good thing. It should only take about 10 minutes at most. Once you
Correct.
have your credit report, it's pretty smooth sailing from there, as I understand it.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Anything to add on this one, Edgar?
No, the only thing was just going to say on the pre-qualification link, we don't ask for the social security, so it's just going to be first name, last name, phone number, last 2 years of tax returns, and a full tri-merge credit report.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Okay, I'm
actually
sorry.
a little
Sorry about
simpler.
the yeah. I suppose, yeah, yeah, that makes sense too. I'm sorry. And I think that the Social Security would show up on the tax returns anyway, so we can always
Correct.
glean that information from there. So, okay. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to be misleading there with that regarding that. Okay, let's move on. Let's see here. Okay. So to get pre-qualified for this term loan, once again, just to highlight things here. We're going to ask for a full tri-merge credit report. Once again, we're going to ask you to go to myfico.com and get your reports from there, and then upload it onto the online application platform. And as Edgar had just mentioned, we need 2 years of personal tax returns, 1040s, showing 50,000 in adjusted gross income or higher for this. All right, Edgar, anything else I'm missing here, or
No,
you want to add?
no, you got it. Nope, you
Okay.
got it all.
All right. So that's one of the programs. I'd like to switch gears now and talk a little bit about the unsecured business lines of credit that we also are offering. Now, unsecured business lines of credit, once again, it is truly unsecured. So you don't have to give up your house, your cars, your wife, your kids, or your dog. Okay, so this is purely a business line of credit. Of course, you only pay on what you use. Okay. And yes, these are basically credit cards, business credit cards. You will have 0 to 6 or 0% interest for around 6 to 12 months, depending on the issuer of the cards. Scores must be 700 plus for the business cards. We That's the bad part, is maybe, or the challenging part is getting that 700 FICO or better. Stated income is the good news. So you can kind of, you don't have to show tax returns for this, I believe, right? Is that correct, Edgar?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can pretty much, uh, state your income. Uh, the only word of caution I would say is just be very, very careful what you put down there. I mean, if you're making, 30,000 a year and you put down 100,000, just take note of that. Just be aware that that could come around and bite you in the butt later. So
Yes.
you want to be honest and forthright with the numbers that you put down on the application form, because the banks, they may let you fudge with that, but they could be really dangerous and come back at you later if you provide misleading numbers and figures. So just a word of caution on that. But you guys are all intelligent, so I'm not going to rant and rave on this. Um, you have to have a established business entity. Now, Edgar, I'm going to need your comments on this, but my understanding is that there it doesn't have to be established for like 2 years or anything like that. This could also apply for startups, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, you're exactly right. Yeah, so the
Okay.
company, you could have started the company yesterday, and you would be able to get pre-qualified through us. The biggest thing is just having that 700 or better credit score across all three credit bureaus. And like you mentioned, it's just stated income, so it's a pretty simple program, and we can pre-qualify you from 50,000 up to 150,000, and that is through credit cards. So you're correct.
Okay. 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 All right. So to get pre-qualified for the unsecured business cards, once again, it'll be pretty much the same thing on the as the term loan. If it is the same basically application process, except there are some links where you upload your tax returns, and then you also upload your credit report. But for the unsecured business cards, you don't have to submit your tax returns.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Now, you'll notice on the link, there's where you usually put your personal tax returns. If you wanted to apply just for the business cards, you can attach your credit report to all three links. So instead of putting your tax returns on the other ones, because it will not allow you to submit it if you don't attach something to it. So if you know you just want the business line of credit, just submit the credit score on all three links.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. I just wanted to also say here that if for some odd reason you don't qualify, we can look at guarantors if they meet the minimum requirements. So I guess in simple language, if you have a partner, a spouse, or somebody else that could meet these requirements, we could use their information to get you the loan as well. Is that right, Edgar? Did I get that right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
Am I reading that? Okay. And then once again, there's the link there to if you need to or want to give it a try. There, it's provided there for you. And of course, this is being recorded, so you can go back and re-watch this if you don't get the link right away, or if you're not prepared. Uh, feel free to come back and re-watch this video. Okay, so we're pretty much going to wrap things up here. Again, I'll leave my contact information up here on the screen for you, in addition to the link here to the application forms. If for some odd reason Edgar and I can't uh, get you the term loan or these uh, unsecured business lines of credit, please contact me anyway. I do work with other lenders and stuff that offer SBA products, merchant cash advance, equipment financing, and so on and so forth. I can help you with those. I've connected to about 75 other sources as well. However, I think that what you're watching here, what you just saw on this recording, is the best of the best that I can offer. And this is really good, especially for the small business owners. If you're making under $10,000 a month, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. So anyway, that being said, are there any other questions? Does anybody have any questions? Or Edgar, do you want to add something onto this?
No, the only thing was we brought up the no fees up front, so there's no fees
Oh,
at all
okay. Yeah.
for both of the programs. So the only fee
Mhm.
we're going to have, it's going to be a success fee. So once your funds get funded, like once they hit your account or you receive the credit cards, we have a one-time 15% success fee, and you would be invoiced at that point. But if we don't get you the funds, we wouldn't invoice you the fee. So we do the pre-qualifications and get you the numbers through a DocuSign, so you get the option to see what you want to do to move forward.
Okay. Okay. So yes, so that was 15%, and that's at closing for the amount that we raised for you. So it's
Yes,
not like if you apply for 500,000 and you get you only get, say, 300,000, then that's, that 15% is based on that. And it's all done on the
correct,
back end of things. So you're not paying up
correct.
front. Okay,
Yes.
very good. I did have one question about the business credit cards, the unsecured lines of credit. Does that report to your personal or to your business?
It reports to the business only. And
Oh,
what's
really?
great, yeah, what's great about the 0% interest from 6 to 12 months is you could transfer any other credit card balances that you owe initially to these credit cards and take advantage of the 0% interest for the 6 to 12 months.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
So if you don't have a use for them right away, the least you could do is transfer all your other credit cards to this and take advantage of this 0%.
Yes. Yes, very good. So that's a great thing to do, folks. So if you have existing business credit cards, like I do, I'm going to be doing this as well myself. So definitely go that route as well. So that these are wonderful programs, folks. I wouldn't waste my time making this video if I didn't believe in the product and the service. But Edgar and is a great guy, and we've got great programs for you. I want to encourage you to just contact us. Best thing to do would just go to the application, that link there, to get started. Fill out the application. I mean, come on, folks. What's the worst that could happen? You say no or you don't qualify, no big deal.
Right,
You just lose about 10 or 15 minutes of your time to apply. That's it. Okay.
correct.
Your credit scores will not get dinged for for you know, having a credit report pull, because once again, oh, this is another thing. You know, if we were to pull your credit report, yes, then it would show up on the bureaus as an inquiry. But because we're asking you to pull your report, it is not showing up as an inquiry, excuse me, on your credit report. So, you know, I don't know how much better it can get. This is phenomenal, folks. I would really highly encourage you to take advantage of these programs, these two programs we're offering you, especially with the economy going the way it is right now. You know, yeah, you know, prices are going to go up, and you know, supposedly, at least I'm speaking from the real estate market, you know, or they could possibly come down too. You know, the prices of businesses for sale or equipment, you know, everybody, I think a lot of businesses are going to have to kind of slash their prices or bring their prices down because they're talking about a recession too. Everybody is thinking recession,
Yes.
recession. So whether we have inflation or recession, it doesn't really matter. Now is the time to get in, get your money secured. Then you can kind of play the game when with whatever transpires. So if we have higher inflation, at least you have some capital to help you get going. If you're a startup business, you know, you have some capital to at least, you know, and hopefully interest free. You know, if you don't you know, with the credit cards, you get 6 to 12 months free. So you have that time to figure out what you're going to do. And then remember, you don't have to use the cards. I mean, once again, it's a line of credit. So if you get scared, cold feet, and you say, well, I can't afford this, you know, equipment or whatever it is that you're trying to provide, then you just hang on to the cards and build business credit that way. Um,
Right.
but if we have a recession and prices come down, well, then of course, you know, if a business comes up for sale or you're able to get into a product or service at reduced rates or something more affordable for people, that could be your edge too. So don't. Bottom line is don't give up on your dreams. Uh, you know, we have to kind of think optimistically, think creatively. I like to consider myself as a creative thinker. You know, just all kinds of ways to finance businesses with, you know, little or no money down, you know, or if you have the money, that's even better because a lot of people don't want to sell their businesses or their homes or their investment properties with zero down, right? I mean, there are sellers that will carry, but you know, still they want to have a little bit of cash, you know, up front, and lenders definitely want to see that. So it always helps to have a little bit set aside to, you know, so a little bit of liquidity to put everybody, the sellers and the banks and lenders at ease. So you'll want to have that. Okay. All right. Well, I think I've rambled on. Edgar, do you have anything you want to say in conclusion?
No, no. I
No?
thank you for having me on. And if any one of your clients ever has a question, you know, I could call them, you can call them, and we could answer any questions for them.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, thank you as well. Thank you, Edgar, for being my guest this morning and for helping me out with this webinar. And I just want to wish all of you watching this, you know, a very big thank you from my heart. And I really appreciate you taking your time to take a look at these programs. And I'll look forward to hearing from you soon. I really, really think that you will not regret these programs getting involved. If you're a business owner and you're struggling, or even if you want to get ahead, this is it. These are the programs coming from me. So, and I've been doing business lending now for just over 12 years, and I have not seen anything better than this so far. So if you qualify, let's jump on, let's get on this. All right. Enough of me. I'll quit ranting and raving here and talking on. And I just want to wish all of you the best, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you.